Oleksiy Storozhenko in his Marko the Damned, written on the basis of Cossack legends, gives the following description of the use of the combat Hopak. In particular the hand-to-hand combat characteristic of a Cossack. Mr. Podpalski pulled the rope and started tying it. Before he could make a knot for the second time, a large hand reached out from the foliage and grabbed his forehead. A dagger flashed, and they did not blink an eye as a man in a black kobenyak and a Tatar kuchma fell from the oak together with the decapitated corpse. Without even touching the ground, he buried the pater on the crown with one hand, and the soldier in the thigh with the other so that both fell dead. It is clear that performing such techniques required considerable skill. This is exactly what the combat Hopak, which was a kind of Cossack wushu, taught. But in terms of its effectiveness, it exceeded wushu and other Eastern martial arts. Agree. Just to dance the ancient Cossack Hopak dance, you need to know a lot that goes beyond the scope of traditional Eastern martial arts. And singing a song while dancing complicates the exercises and at the same time effectively trains the respiratory system and endurance of the warrior. Combining martial exercises and dances with songs, our ancestors knew perfectly well what they were doing. Foreigners, describing the life of the Cossacks, noted that they only sing and dance all day. And then, with one voice, marveled at their superhuman strength, endurance and incredible feats in battle. If they tried to sing and dance like that, they would understand where the strength comes from. By the way, the Cossacks danced fully armed, with a saber in each hand. In this way, dances performed the functions of a kind of training. In Hopak, Arkan, Butterfly, Cossack, the links of combat techniques, similar to the kata in karate, can be clearly traced. My good friend and teacher, a researcher of the fighting heritage of the Cossacks from Lviv, Volodymyr Palat, singles out in the Hopak an effective system of throwing away the opponent, ways of fighting with the feet, both on the ground and in the air. Sliders, plasters, legs, these are all blows. Pike is a kick in a jump with two legs forward. Pistol is a kick with one leg in a jump to the side. There are also a lot of hand movements that simulate blocks and strikes, especially with the saber. Moreover, the Cossacks went from simple movements to more complex ones. The so-called crawlers. When a squatting Cossack, holding a saber in both hands, alternately throws his legs forward and thus moves, were first performed on the ground, and then on a barrel, on a rolling barrel. There is information about the existence of a powerful system of Cossack education, a lot of historical evidence. The ambassador of the Austrian Emperor Erich Lyasota, and Alberto Vimana. And the unknown author of the pamphlet, The Defeat of the Tatars and Turks by Zamoyski, Nada, in France in 1590, wrote about this. The Cossacks are belligerent, brave soldiers. A brave and indomitable people, the vast majority consists of exiles who came to them to improve in the art of war. Therefore, the martial art in Sikh was at an extremely high level. Because otherwise why would warriors from all over come here to improve? They tell about the special art of dodging bullets. This technique during the First and Second World Wars was known as the Cossack art of swinging the pendulum. By the way, along with the famous Plaston movement, it entered the arsenals of special purpose units of many armies of the world. This is the famous technique of swings, swinging the body forward, backward and sideways. When the weight due to the inertia of the body's movement is smoothly transferred to the right, then to the left. In addition to the ability to dodge bullets, it allows you to use the energy and strength of the opponent in battle and dramatically increase the power and speed of blows. Some of the best masters of battle Hopak were characters. Characterists were representatives of a special, higher class of Cossacks, endowed with secret military knowledge and initiated into magical rituals and rites. But these rituals were nothing more than a unique and extremely complex system of psychophysical training of warriors. They had nothing to do with evil power, as they say at times. If an ordinary person uses only 4% of his psychic abilities, then the character used his reserves and achieved fantastic results that could sometimes be mistaken for magic. The Cossacks even had their own terminology. They called hypnosis chemarade. The term trickster corresponded to our magician. To become a character, it was necessary to pass difficult tests. The candidate had to cross all the Dnieper rapids by boat, which was practically impossible to do during high water. But performing the impossible. When the line between life and death is blurred, a person manifests superhuman abilities. In Zaporozhye Sich, the school of characterization was the famous Plastun of Kuren. In characterizations trained the famous Cossack Plastun scouts, taught them characterization and the unique martial arts of spars and combat Hopak, which allowed him to survive and emerge victorious from any situation.